There's some other tools you can use along the same line using meridians. Sometimes you don't want to do the whole tapping sequence if you're in a setting where that doesn't really seem appropriate. I worked in a jail for 11 years, and the inmates were actually my subjects through all of my training. They were my case studies, and I wrote them up and all those sorts of things. In the beginning, they start like, yeah, right, lady, like, yeah, right, tell us anything. And then in the end, they would bring their friends and stand in front of them, and they'd say, Beryl, this person needs your help. So that was really fun. But I taught them this thing. As soon as they would come into booking, I would teach them this to help them sleep and help them relax, because obviously when you come into jail, and it wasn't a prison, it was a jail, their nervous systems are totally amped up. So sometimes people would come into the Sally Port and they would be, taken to the ground and handcuffed and all that because they're just having a ruckus. And I would ask the officers in the beginning, can I teach them that, can I do the fingers, can I squeeze their fingers? Well, first they thought I was an absolute lunatic, of course. And then they would say, where's Beryl? We need her to help calm this inmate down. So this is the finger squeeze, which they later told me super helped with sleeping. And also, sometimes they would be in a courtroom and their life's decisions would be being made in front of them and they would be squeezing their fingers to help. So this is how that works. You take all fingers, you're going to do all 10, and you take your thumb and forefinger of the other hand and you squeeze the sides of your nail. There's meridian points here, just like everywhere else, and you just squeeze for 3 seconds. So I count 1, 1002, 2, 2002, 3, 3003, and then move on to the next one. Again, it's on the side and it's on the tip, hoping you can see that. You just do all 10. And they have honestly shown that with just 30 seconds of this, 3 seconds times 10 fingers, all the chemicals in your body change into relaxation mode. So really powerful. Again, you can do it under table during a business meeting. Oh yeah, that would be really helpful. Super, super great. And honestly, these people would be screaming hysterical in the Sally Port, face down, handcuffed. And I would just start squeezing their fingers and they would stop screaming. It was just pretty incredible. So that's one of the tools. That's called the finger squeeze. It's really great for shock also. Like, you slammed on your brakes all of a sudden in the car and your whole being is just freaked out. Just squeeze the fingers and it's all gone. Can't even remember that just happened. So the other one is called the floor to ceiling eye roll. This one's a little confusing to explain, but I'm going to do my best. This one, we use a point that we have not used in the other videos, and it's called the 9 gamut. So it's right here in the web between the baby finger and the ring finger, right in the hand. And so you tap this point while you're doing what I tell you to do. It's easier this way. 2 fingers is good. So you take your eyes to the bottom where your floor and your wall meet each other, thinking about your problem. Don't forget that. Thinking about your problem. Don't need a setup or anything. You just think about the problem. And you take your eyes slowly from the ground up the wall like this, about 6 seconds, up to the ceiling. That's it. Crazy, I know, weird, I know, but it really does help. So again, think about the problem, tap on the 9 gamut, slowly roll the eyes to the top. Let's also talk about muscle testing. Muscle testing is a lot of people, or some people, have had done with the chiropractor or a naturopath, where they have you hold a supplement or something like that, and then they test your arm to see if it's strong or not. Well, I'm going to teach you how to do that for yourself, and how you would use that is so tapping is like detective work, right, with yourself. You're trying to find out what's going on exactly. And sometimes you can use muscle testing, or all the time, to say, am I on the right track? Is this related to that? Does this have to do with a past event? You have an innate system within your body that bypasses the brain, and it's called muscle testing or applied kinesiology. You're going to take the forefinger and the thumb on both hands, and you're going to make a ring like this. And then you're going to say to your body, give me a yes, and you're going to try and pull it apart. And it should be strong. Then you say, give me a no, and it should come apart. Okay, so the way that works is that your body will go strong for truth or positivity, and weak for false or negativity. The other thing you can do, and I don't know if it's easier, you can see this on video, but it's called the sway test. And so you can make a statement like, my name is Beryl, and your body will go forward. That's called swaying. Or my name is George, and my body will go back. The sway test is a little harder for people's bodies to get. I think that takes a little more practice. The ring is really incredibly effective. So you could say, is there a childhood event that relates to this discomfort I'm having? Yeah, your body would say yes or no. Okay, I hope that makes sense. When I taught this to the inmates, they would overpower. They'd say, oh, it's still strong. But the idea is to find the subtlety, excuse me, that your body is learning. You want your body to be able to, you want to be subtle. How do I explain this? You want to be able to listen to the subtle messages. You're not trying to overpower it. You're trying to understand what your body's trying to tell you. Again, strong is true or positive, and false is negative or a lie. And you'll be able to tell with that. Okay, thank you for watching, and please subscribe below.